If I could, I'd make a deal with the Fed and I'd get them to swap our places. We're running up losses, we're running to the bottom, we're running up inflation. Hee-oh. Bitcoin is under $19,000. Would you like to learn where is Bitcoin likely to go in the short term in the month of September? Are we going to hit new lows? Is there potential to hit 15,000 in the month of September? I'm going to be showing you reasons why we could be approaching 15k in the month of September and what's likely to happen after that. All of this and more, including what altcoins should you eye up to DCA in the month of September, because there is reason to invest in these particular coins, so make sure you watch on, because my name is the Suppoman, your superhero of 100x altcoins. If you love content like this, make sure you smash a like on this video. If you want to join my team Suppo of 113,000 awesome people, then make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification and click it to all so that you see all of my live videos. I also wanted to turn your attention to Twitch. So I am going to be making even more regular videos on Twitch, live stream videos on Twitch. Why? Because Twitch have actually asked me to help grow their crypto audience. Now, I have been helping with getting the message out there of cryptocurrency. YouTube is where it's at, Twitter is where it's at, but where it's not at is Twitch and on Facebook. I have tried with Facebook, but now I want to get more on Twitch. So, would you like to be the first person to follow me on Twitch? Twitch.tv/Suppoman Crypto. Make sure you follow there. I am going to be doing 20 hours of streaming per month. So if you want to make sure that you get the most up-to-date information, make sure you follow me on there. So we are now, look at this. This is insane. We are under $19,000. So despite so many people saying that we're going to be going to 30k, 40k, and all this crap that they've been saying, in contrast to what I have been saying, well, it's actually all going the way I said it would. Now, just before, because I know I'm gonna forget. So just before I go any further, let me just share this over to the good people of the Twitterverse. Sent. So, while I also have you there watching me, 200 of you, if I could ask you to smash the like, I would be very, very happy with you. I would be delighted with you. Just know that when that like animates, that's me being very, very pleased with you and loving you as a result. Now, September is going to be quite the month. We were already aware that September was going to be an incredible month anyway in terms of updates in the world of cryptocurrency, mainly because of one particular event, which is going to be a transformative event for that particular cryptocurrency. And we know what it is. It's the Ethereum merge, which essentially will experience a triple halving in one day. That day is likely to fall between the 13th and 16th of September. So by the triple halving, what I mean is it essentially experiences everything Bitcoin has experienced from its inception to today, 3 halvings in one day. It essentially becomes a deflationary asset from minting 14,000 new Ethereum a day to 1,600 Ethereum a day, and that 1,600 Ethereum is going to essentially be burnt on a daily basis, thus turning us into negative issuance for Ethereum. So Ethereum is having the most transformative update that any cryptocurrency has ever had, in my personal opinion. Now, as a result of that, that is helping for Bitcoin to get crushed in this event here. So the current price of Bitcoin is 18,900. I'm going to go through all of these various dates very, very shortly. But as you can see, what has happened is Bitcoin has hit the exact level I said. So I drew this line, I think 2 streams ago, and that line sits at 18,900, and Bitcoin went to 18,918. So essentially it hit that support area, And I believe that the next actual support area is about $13,000. Now, anyway, before I go on to that, it's playing out exactly. So not only has it gone to this support line right here, but also we entered into this high turbulence zone and the exact effect has started to happen. Early September, as I have said, early September in a month where September is traditionally a very weak month for cryptocurrency, and this is no exception. So this particular month is unlike any other September in the past. We have never in the world of cryptocurrency had both a macro bear market and a crypto bear market happening in conjunction. And that means potentially even heavier losses. But I'm going to be showing you very, very shortly why a move down to 15k could be on the cards. Late 15, 16k could be on the cards. But one of the key reasons for this is the Dixie. So the Dixie, the dollar index, has broken out. And not only has it broken out, but it looks like it could be breaking out to a much higher value than it is right now. Right now, it's at 109.7. The highest it's gotten is to 110.27. And that was earlier, and that was when Bitcoin crashed mightily. And that was when it went down to the 18.910. But what we have got is that the US dollar could be, there's no visible resistance until the 2001 high over 120. So that could bring the prices down of Bitcoin and the whole market, including Ethereum, which is going to be essentially, instead of flying into clear skies, it's going to be flying into very heavy, grey, rainy clouds and thunderstorms. And if you are from the south of England, then you'll love thunderstorms because we've had quite a few recently. And that is essentially what's going to be happening. But I do imagine there's going to be growth anyway. But there's also going to be a sell the news event. So, given the strength of the Dixie, this is going to be impacting on crypto for the month of September. So, let's have a look at some of the key dates that are going to be impacting upon September. So first of all, we've got this, which is happening right now and could be in some form of chicanery, could be affecting crypto right now, which is the 5th to 9th of September. It should be the last week for US government agencies, which include the SEC and the CFTC, to respond to Biden's executive order about cryptocurrency. So we've seen recently that the SEC have granted for a spot ETF, a shorts ETF, to take place with Bitcoin, which means that they have the potential to make crypto go down even further this week, and that could be what could be happening behind the scenes. Because let's face it, there's a world of corruption out there. Who knows who is selling and why? So anyway, so we've got that. We've had today the Bellatrix update, which is essentially preparing Ethereum for the merge, which is going to be happening. That's the next milestone, 13th to 16th. The Ethereum merge is taking place. In conjunction with the 13th to the 16th, on the 13th, the new inflation figures, or the CPI figures, are going to be released. So that is what I believe the market is pricing in right now. There's uncertainty in the stock market and the crypto market. So if we have a look and see how the stock markets are doing. So if we look, oh no, wrong one. If we look at the Dow Jones down, the S&P 500 down, the NASDAQ down, they're all down, well, except for the UK, surprisingly. But they are all priced in the dollar. The dollar's going up. And as a result of that, crypto is most certainly one of the asset classes that is going down in conjunction with the dollar going up. So as I've been saying probably for over a year now, basically the dollar is reverse correlated with the Bitcoin. So that means that if the dollar goes up, Bitcoin goes down in essence. So anyway, we've got these CPI figures coming up. And then on the 20th, 21st is when we see action being taken on those CPI figures. The likelihood is it's going to be a 75 basis points hike, which is essentially maintaining the 75 basis points of the previous meeting. Now, Gareth Soloway, one of my favourite pundits, in the macro view, actually believes that 50 basis points in September is likely. So Federal Reserve, more hawkish in its comments from Jackson Hole, makes me think that 50 basis points in September is likely. Okay, so essentially making the markets drop to then make the markets surge come the midterm elections. An emotional radar, he goes afterwards, emotional radar is flashing as I see so many comments saying that the Fed will hike 75 to 100 basis points. Love it. Twitter becoming the most useful indicators I have. So basically, as a contrarian, I'm imagining he's saying, the more people are saying it should be 75 to 100, the more likely it is it should be 50. And I have to say that I slightly agree. Okay, slightly agree. So if I go back and show you something that I drew over a month ago. All right, so I drew, if I can find it, yeah, this one. This is what I drew over a month ago, okay? So I drew this exact pattern, how I imagine it was going to turn out. I drew this all the way back in, I think it was July, I drew this, okay? So, oh, and also we've got Mount Gox, which is kind of hovering over as a grey cloud, but we don't necessarily know when that's going to kick off. Some say for around about mid-September that the Bitcoins are going to get released, but not quite sure as of yet. So anyway, so this is what I imagined was going to happen, which is that we were going to have the market dropping all the way to the FOMC meeting in September, and then the market would pick up. All right. Now, how is the market going to pick up if we go to 75 to 100 basis points, particularly 100 basis points, which people are saying is likely to happen? It isn't. So what I think is likely to happen is we are going to get a new bottom this month, or very close to a new bottom this month, and I'm going to show you why I think 15 to 16k is on the cards. We're going to have a potential new bottom this month, and then we are going to have a potential couple of good months, a good October, good November, and then a bad December leading into the first quarter of 2023, which is where I think is going to be a catastrophe. A catastrophe. I think there is going to be absolute chaos in this period, because just to tell you what's happening in the UK, in October, the electricity prices are going up double, and in January, they're going up triple. Now, unless our new Prime Minister, Liz Truss, who I don't trust, unless she actually puts a freeze on electricity, or whatever, on energy companies, or on bills, then I very much see that we are going to have an absolutely god-awful winter. God-awful winter. And then it may start to have a road to recovery from spring, but that is up in the air. But it all seems to be going exactly the way I drew out months ago, which is that we were going to have a very bad September, and that from that point, from kind of October, things may pick up. And this is why I think that, going back to the events of this month, this is why I think that actually this FOMC meeting could actually be 50 basis points. Just for the purposes of kicking the can down the road, the Fed will pick up the slack on come December and early 2023. So really, to give Biden a chance to get re-elected in these midterm elections, okay? So, there's a lot happening. Fear is back. Extreme fear is back. We're at one of the highest readings of fear anyway, but one of the lowest readings on this index, 22. Altcoin index, 96. So the altcoins were shooting up, particularly some particular altcoins were outperforming Bitcoin and therefore making it very much an altcoin month. All right. And mainly Ethereum based assets. Oh, and also Lunar Classic, which is, I have to say, one of the luckiest investments I have ever made. I literally bought the bottom. Anyway, so let's have a look and see how our favorite cryptocurrency is doing on the bear hit list today. And let me actually just speak to you guys. All right, let me just say hello to you guys. We've got 436 people in the chat, so let me just say hello to you. So, Patrick, good to see you. Roman, Her, Danz, Lindsay, Allah, Sando, Samuel, Eduardo, Edvinas, Bear Manesh, Armzilla, like it. Ayman, Harry, ML, Stefan, Kana Startup, Suresh, Eduardo, Danish Richard Hart, Maximalist. Kai Lobs, Sammy Turnpike, good to see you. Britcoin, football is on, see you later. Unacceptable Britcoin. Hantus, Danny P, Julian Tapia, Wanglin, Mac Will, Rami T. I'm seeing some new names here. I like that. If you're new, say hello. Bettina, Buddy Holidays, Tushar, Lawrence, 50 euros. You are the man. Any belonging to Team Suppo knows what's up. Your channel rocks. Been here since 2018. Get in there. Get in there, Lawrence. Fantastic. Good karma is coming your way. I wish for you a 120x on your portfolio. That is a fantastic show of gratitude. And one day we'll have a beer together. Hopefully, beers. You never know. You never know. Suppoman is not one to do public appearances. I've got to be honest with you. But if it does happen, it's essentially an NFT because it's so rare. Okay? We're talking about like epic level NFT. But Lawrence, thank you very much. There we are. You get the special song dance. I love it. Thank you very much, Lawrence. And back in 2018, if you watch my Instagram, make sure that you follow me on Instagram. I was actually looking at some videos from 2018 that I did. I was looking through my previous channel. And yeah, it's so weird to see the progress. The progress is gargantuan. It's a different space totally. I felt like I was in this bubble with a few people. Okay, you lot, if you were around there, you were in this bubble with me. The crazy ones, the rebels, right? That were in this little bubble, this little populated bubble of people who liked or were interested or knew about cryptocurrency, while the rest of the world slept on it, didn't know about it, or were saying it's a scam and all that. And now the whole world's opinion has changed in the main. You know, a lot of them are knowing about cryptocurrency with the increased institutional adoption, the amount of people coming into cryptocurrency. I mean, you know, now it's a much safer and more de-risked space. So it feels so weird that the space has come on hugely, and yet prices are kind of regressed. It's brilliant. And I've got to say, one of the best ever experiences I have seen in cryptocurrency. Dixie, breakout, energy catalyst, bond bubble, sovereign debt bubble, e-markets. Exactly. The Dixie has got a lot of strength. And the thing is that it came out of this ascending wedge formation, but it was very, very strong. It just burst out of it. And the thing is that now it just seems like there's clear sky. So if we have a look back at Bitcoin, we can see the antithesis. So what we can see now is, look, heavy cloud in the 30k zone, heavy cloud in the mid 20k zone, very heavy cloud in the early 20k zone, stroke 19,500. This is now resistance. Like this grey cloud, we were once upon a time above it, and we had a nice little space, but we didn't have the bullishness in the air. We didn't have enough fundamentals in the market, bullish fundamentals in the market to take us to 30k, which was surprising, I've got to say, but at the same time not surprising. And now we are well under it. Now we are in a zone where there is very little resistance to the downside. Very little resistance to the downside. And we can see that reflected. Look, even while I've been talking, Bitcoin has gone down even more. 1878 now. 1878 is the most it's gone down to. So we are in weak territory, and, you know, Superman, the old lady's favourite crypto dude. Yeah, well, okay. Well, not old ladies. Mature and clever ladies. Okay, that's what I will say. You know, so there we are. Eva Malmborg, Monaco sends love. I appreciate, embrace, and send my love back. Mount Gox update, Suppoman. Yeah, so I didn't have it prepared. I should have, shouldn't I? I didn't have it prepared, but I retweeted Richard Hart's tweet from the other day. I love Richard Hart. I absolutely adore the guy. He's brilliant. Anyway, so what we can see here, start date 15th of September. So this is the starting of the period, which I think is going to last for 6 months. So over the course of time, this is going to have a big effect because they're not going to be releasing all coins straight away. But I imagine it's going to bear heavy on the price of Bitcoin. It's going to provide bearish pressure. It's going to provide sell pressure. And I don't care what people say. You know, if I had lost my Bitcoins, felt I lost my Bitcoins, all of a sudden they were returned to me at 76x, I would sell it, particularly in this market, and I would sell it the sooner the better. I would try and front run as soon as I could the bearish pressure coming down on Bitcoin before I could get 2 Bitcoins for every 1 Bitcoin I sell. So I would sell it as soon as possible. So I don't care what people say. People are selling right now. People are wanting to be rich in money. People are wanting that. And Bitcoin and assets like stocks are not as attractive anymore. I have got to be honest, I am not buying yet. If we go down to 15k, I am going to be DCAing without a doubt. However, people are wanting to be rich in money right now. They are not buying luxury goods. They are not buying stocks. They are not buying cryptos. And people that do own them are likely to sell them. So my friend Jerry Banfield, who previously is a crypto YouTuber, he bought a Bitcoin lately at 19k. He DCA'd into it in July. He was proudly holding on to it, saying, "Oh, I'm happy with holding one of these Bitcoins because I believe it's going to go to 100k, 200k, and 1 million." And today he sold it. The reason he sold it, and Jerry is typically bad at making moves, because he also sold a Dash Masternode when Dash was at $80 and it's subsequently up to $1,600. So not necessarily an indication. However, it was a very good decision to make today, but he wants to be rich in money, right? That freeing up that 20k allows him to pay his bills for the hard times we are coming up to. And that, I believe, is going to be exacerbated throughout many, many people who are also going to feel exactly the same. So I just see, so people are all fine and good now saying, oh, why sell Bitcoin when it's definitely going to be, you know, worth this much? Now, if you can afford to hold on to it, you definitely will. I can afford to hold on to it. I've got my batch. That batch is staying. I'm never touching it. I'm never selling it. Well, I probably will sell it if it hits 1 million, but I will never sell it. But I can afford to. But a lot of people will realize that their portfolio eats in to their disposable income and just sell off their cryptocurrencies. You've got to. So, yeah, so I just imagine that over this coming period, there is going to be greater and greater pressure on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. And it's perfect for me. In my opinion, I'm very, very happy with that. Tiffany Scott, used my crypto gains for a 6-month holiday. So happy I've been freed from the 9 to 5. Thanks, Suppo. Brilliant. I love it. Thank you very much, Tiffany. RNG Crypto, Suppo is the man. Thank you very much. You can't find me on Twitch, says Lisa Shell. Literally go to twitch.tv/Suppoman Crypto, no spaces, and literally just follow. Don't subscribe. Subscribing means you have to pay for it. So just follow. Okay, that's all I'll ask at this stage anyway. I just want to bring crypto to the masses. Okay, that is my message. That is what God sent me down here for. I hear your message, God. I hear it. The body of coins, amen. I hear your message. You want me to spread it, and I am going to. I've been doing so since 2017. Anyway, enough self-aggrandizing. So let's have a look and see what's done well in my bear hit list and what's done badly. So Helium, look, Helium I brought you the other day. I said to you this was going to go down to $1.50. It at the time was $5. This is a top asset. It has already gone halfway there. So I'm going to keep that one. And this is OTA FUD. I'm happy with the FUD. UFO Gaming as well. I will not buy until there's another 0 and a 9 here. All right, and we're moving down. This went up to 0. This went up to 0.5 recently, having been at 0.1. Went up to 0.5. This had a massive multiplier. It's going to go down. I will buy when there's another 0 here. Altcoin coming down. Sandbox. This went up to $1.41. I bought this at 78 cents. I said to you at the time, I'm not happy with Sandbox being 141. I think it's fake. I think the market is not pricing this asset accurately. And as a result of that, look, I was right. Again, this is coming down. It's coming down to near my buy price. It's coming to DCA levels will be at 50 cents for the Sandbox. Because Sandbox is really, really epic. Decentraland, 74 cents. Immutable X, well under 78 cents. So what I will do is I will take minimal positions as the market goes down. Okay, so as altcoins reach new lows, so some of these are going to start exceeding their mid-June lows, I'm going to be starting taking minor positions. I'm talking 3-figure positions. The 4-figure positions won't come until they start really getting into the DCA zone, the minimum DCA zone. And then the 5-figure buys will come if they hit my actual targets, which you will know of well. So a lot of these cryptos, Gala's, again, that's coming down to an all-time low. Kronos, I will not be getting this until it hits 4 cents at the least. Moon River, again, $3, $3 to $5. Cardano is moving down towards my $1.30 buy, which has existed. The buy order has been on Binance for about 3 months now. It still hasn't hit, but it is going to hit at some point. Optimism has come down dramatically as well. Elrond is back under 50. Yes! Elrond is back under $50. It just kind of goes up to $50. Like Bitcoin goes over 20k and Ethereum goes over 15k. Like, it's kind of the aspirational target. When it gets under that, that is good, right? But still, I'm not going to be looking to buy Elrond until there's a 2 here. And then NEAR protocol, that's being ebbed down, eroded down into the $3. So we are seeing some good progress being made. Now, one of the milestones, I'll get back to your question. I see some super chats. In fact, no, actually, I'll go to the super chats right now. So if you could, just to remind you, if you could smash that like, if you could smash it, if you haven't already, then I will love you. Super, any reviews for Elastos? No, Elastos died long ago. And the lady who I used to talk to at Elastos, Fei Li, just disappeared altogether. So, yeah, I think that it's kind of dead. John Murphy, D-Block the Observer, Robert Hicks, Leah Cat, Mark Vandy, Julio Silver 12, Saru Mohammed, Monk Sad, Bishore Pharmaceuticals, Gavin, Miswa, Phantom Fit, Raymond, Crypto Chrissy. God, I haven't seen you in ages. Fantastic to see you, Crypto Chrissy. Christine Rosland, of course. So great to see you. Happy that you can make a live. Let's fucking go, says Crypto Freedom. I love it. Force market will drop to all-time Sue. Yes, I agree. Silver 12. Hi, Suppo. Appreciate the content. Thank you very much for $10. I really, really appreciate it. Let's do a little bit of a jelly snake dance for you. I appreciate that $10. Thank you very much. Adnan Javid, can you give your analysis on convergence? I don't really think I need to. You know, convergence, I have given my opinion on ad nauseum. There's not really much to say. You know, convergence is not at all bearish. Like, if I just show you watch lists for launch pads. Let's have a look at launch pads, because that is essentially what convergence has become. All right, it's become a launch pad. The reason to get into convergence really recently was to get into Moonbeam, right? But most of these launch pads have died a death. Look, Poly Launcher, $22, KCC bound 167. Like, a lot of these have like essentially gone and died, and convergence is one of them, and actually is one of the higher performing ones because they've got very, very good VCs and the team's well connected, etc. But it doesn't matter; it won't save them because there's no liquidity in launch pads right now. The only ones that have it are the ones that probably have, you know, are considered elite launch pads, such as Seedify, Polkastarter, DAO Maker. But other than that, most of them are going down. There's no liquidity in it. So convergence will follow the same path because it's not what it was designed to be. It was designed to be essentially like synthetics, like linear finance. It was meant to be an exchange where you could get exposure to assets external to crypto and also in crypto. Like IPOs and all that kind of thing, essentially replicating the stock market for you. But you know, it kind of deviated from what it intended to be, and that's because of roadblocks put by the SEC. They had no real choice. Binance had the exact same They had the exact same problems. Tommy! Stud alert! My boy Reese is watching you for the first time, both tuning in. Tommy and Reese, Thank you for watching, and thank you very much for the £5. £5? Super, have you ever heard of Sphere Finance? Yes, I have. And do I care about it? No. Matt134 Black. Hey, Suppo, I am laughing. Play, write, earn game with a chance to win 100x return. I want to talk to you regarding cooperation. Can we talk? You're an icon of 100x. I'm afraid not, Matt. I'm afraid not. Okay? I do not do sponsored reviews. As anybody who watches me and has watched me for a long, long time knows. Launching play to earn meant to be, play to earn. Launching a play to earn rather than I'm laughing play, write, earn game. But thank you very much for the $8.99. And there you are. You have got some form of, well, no, you haven't actually. I was going to say you've got some form of marketing via saying it. Movement, and thank you another $8.99. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, but I do not do sponsored reviews because the last thing I want to do is essentially bring my followers what could be a pile of shit, and I do my due diligence on everything. $10 because you're consistent. Thank you very much. Movement Monastery, 100x coming your way. Anybody who has so far made a super chat, 100x your way. Hey Suppo, hi from Texas. Do you think it's the right time to buy ETH? Bought some Gala today as well. Think we'll rally into a bull market. So what I have said is I maintain what I have said. So let me actually do what I was going to do a while ago, which is to bring you why I think we could go down to 16k, because I realise I've been talking for a while now. So BLX. So BLX is probably the best place to look if you want to look at very historic action on Bitcoin, because it's the chart that goes back the furthest. So what I noticed, because I have brought you already, what percentage has Bitcoin dropped in the month of September from top to bottom? And I have given you a number of figures. So in September it was 40%, then it was 18%, then it was about 26%, then it was another 17%, and the average across 5 years was 26% is what we saw as a top to bottom range for Bitcoin in September, right? But that is not necessarily reflective of where we started September. All right, so what I did was I was looking, because if we went up to 24k and then go down to 18k, that probably represents, a 40% drop, and yet, well, probably isn't that much, probably more 20%. But anyway, whatever the case, that does not necessarily reflect what could happen from this point and where we are now. All right, so what I wanted to do was I wanted to provide from the 1st of September, what was the lowest point achieved during that September, and then that on average could give us a good place of where we could go from here, because we are roughly, actually not now we aren't, but I will reflect where we were at the beginning of September. All right, so in September last year, where we started was at 46,000. So although we went up, where we ended up with a 15% drop from the 1st of September to the lowest point. Okay, so this isn't taking into account the increase. I just want to go from the 1st of September, where did we end? And that is what happened. So it was a 15% decrease from the 1st of September to the lowest point. Now let's have a look at 2020. So first is here. So that is roughly 11,200. So again, we had 13%. Oh, whoops, I'm not touching it. That's what she said. Right, okay. A 14% drop. So 15 and 14. Okay, so from the 1st September to the lowest point. Let's have a look back in 2019. First is about here. So 29th, 19%. Okay, so 19% drop. So 15, 14, 19. Let's have a look. 2018. I think it was less of one actually. Oh, here we are. 1st September, 6,900, and we dropped 11%. 11%, right? So on average, that would make it about 14%. And then if we lastly go to 2017. Okay, so this will give us a really good indication of where we could drop from where we were 1st of September 2022. So 1st September, around about here, that was a drop of 35%. Okay, 35%. So the highest point was actually was on the 1st of September. So I would say the average is about 20%, okay? But let's just go with the most common one, which was about 14%, okay? So if we go 14% from the 1st of September, that will give us an indication of where we could likely go to. So here, 19.6. So, okay, so 16,000, okay? So 16,000 is where we're likely to go to in this month, okay? So if we're going from the 19.5K that we started the month on, 14 to 15% would take us to mid 16,000. If we were to go to the lowest point, which would be the 35% of 2007, that would 12,000. I don't think that's going to happen. So I think on average, if we go 30 to 13% on average, that was about 22. 22% would take us to about 15s. Okay, so as rough maths, based on what we have done in previous 1st of September's to the low point, is an average of about 22%. That 22% would take us to the mid to low 15,000. But if looking at the common one, which was 14%, that has happened more times in the past 5 years, then that would take us to mid-16s. Either way, a new bottom, potentially. A new bottom. If crypto was for the first time ever to not have a bad September, then that would be a massive surprise considering the market conditions. So we are looking at a potential 16.5 to 15.5K region as where we could hit in September. And 13, I think, is going to be the kind of 14 sits as the kind of next support area, which is the high of 2019. All right, so there we are, people. So this is why September could yield a new low. So going back to your question, B. Haskar, is it the right time to buy ETH? Well, what I will say is that I bought some for my father the other day. So my father came up to me. He was like, Song, I want to consolidate my... He didn't say consolidate, but that's what he meant to say. He's Spanish, so he sounds like kind of like quite, yeah. So he was like, I want to consolidate my cryptos into... He had about 6 cryptocurrencies. You'll remember I bought him a $500 portfolio. Yeah, it sounds tight, but that's better than nothing. He normally gives me $10 for my birthday. So anyway, so a $500 portfolio, which ended up doing incredibly well in the bull market. Now what he wants to do is he wants to consolidate, take some of the low altcoin, shit altcoins off the table, and just consolidate into 3. So we were having a discussion, and essentially what we chose was Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano. Now I said to him, buy a Bitcoin when it hits the bottom, but don't buy it yet. And I would, if I was you, I would take what you've got in the $500 portfolio, which has since gone on to be more like $2,000, and consolidate into 2 coins. Those coins being Ethereum and Cardano. Mainly because for this month, there are 2 big updates. Obviously, the Ethereum merge is taking place later on this month, and that is the asset to get into. It is going to have a trajectory towards #1 position in crypto. And then I also said Cardano, because Cardano is going to be having the Vassal update, and this is going to be increasing the block sizes and increasing scalability of the Cardano blockchain, and therefore opening out the Cardano assets. So like with what happened with Ethereum assets, so Ethereum assets really brought up Ethereum Classic, Ethereum Name Service, Optimism, Polygon, and a few others. What's going to likely happen with Cardano, and particularly as this happening end of the month, if we have a favourable FOMC meeting, which I think is very likely given the midterms coming up, and they're going to want to start relatively early, whilst at the same time giving this hawkish, Jackson Hole gave this hawkish view of what they want to do with the market, but then actions and what they say are always 2 different things. So I kind of agree with Gareth Soloway that I think that they could go to 50 basis points. As a result, if that should happen, Cardano will shoot with the Vasil update. They're always late on updates, but they're likely to actually hit on the 22nd. And so these Cardano assets, I'll put the hit list in here. These are Cardano-based assets, and these are the ones to look out for. But anyway, again, going back to your question, B. Haskar, I bought some Ethereum for my father, and I bought some Cardano. I bought Cardano at 45 cents, and I bought Ethereum at 1,540, I want to say, a few days ago. Because we only did this a few days ago. And it was having a nice spike up. So I'm dollar cost averaging for him. So I did a minor buy at $15,049, and I'm going to be doing more. But yeah, I mean, it's a good time as any. I think it's going to have sell pressure, particularly coming up. There's a buy the rumor, sell the news event. There's going to be a load of, people are going to stop mining Ethereum next week. People are going to stop mining Ethereum. So that means that people are going to sell it off. People are going to sell it off probably, and there's going to be a lot of action happening on the day of the merge. So I would also set some aside to pick up in the sell the news event, is what I would say. Yeah. So anyway, there we are. I hope that answered your question, B. Haskar, and sorry for taking so long to answer it. Kumra Unk Kiskai, thank you very much for the $4.99. Did you have a question? Oh, Luna price now up into Bitcoin halving. Luna Classic price now up into Bitcoin halving. So my understanding of Luna is a degen play, okay, people? Luna has become a degen asset. We love Luna, us degens. Well, I'm only part degen. Okay, there's a little bit of degen DNA in me because obviously you'll know I'm a micro cap lover. So I bought Terra Classic at literal bottom. You saw it at the time. I bought only 28 million, which I should have bought more, but it was just like the most ridiculous bargain buying it for my father. So anyway, so bought it, and since then it's just kind of gone up dramatically. Like it has gone up about 300x from the point I bought it, which was just the most lucky buy. And I bought it just as the mint stopped, but didn't realize the mint had stopped. It was a very lucky buy. And then now they're announcing burning. And with the Ethereum merge, this kind of, I don't know why, because this is born out of Cosmos. It's not Ethereum related at all. But it just seems to be going up at the same time. It's a degens. This is like legit degen. Like degen is Dogechain. I don't know how that's doing because I never got into it. It's gone down a lot. But Terra Luna is like legit degen. All right, you're a legit degen if you got into Terra Luna because I'm in it. So it just goes to show you're a legit degen. So I'm going to hold on to that for many, many years. Never going to sell it. Who knows where that could go. Johnny Bacco, #1 fan, 10 euros. Thank you very much. That will pay part of my electricity bill in January. I'm going to need that 10 euros. Thank you very much for the 10 euros. I very much appreciate that. And also being #1 fan. I love it. Thank you very much. Johnny Bacco. What a name. It's like that guy. What's his name? What's the guy that does that? Johnny something. I've forgotten his name. If you know, let me know in the chat. The guy who combs his hair back. Blonde. Got muscles. He goes, damn, I'm pretty. What's his name? Johnny. I've forgotten his name. But Johnny's a good name. Robert Hicks. Thank you very much for the $1.99. Thank you. Message retracted. Hope it was a good one. Where would you buy Phantom? Probably about 10 cents, 5 to 10 cents. I haven't looked at Phantom. I don't know where it is. Let me have a gander. I think this is in the 20s, isn't it? Yeah, I would probably buy this about 10 cents. I would say wait for that to go down, and it will. Delulio, 10k, 5 coins to max profit, 2 low risk, 1 medium risk, 1 high risk, 1 meme, and how much in each? So if I was going to go too low risk, this is just off the cuff, so no FA, NFA. Let me consult my investment of a lifetime portfolio. All right, so I'd probably go Cardano. Would I go Cardano? No. Okay, if you want super low risk Cardano, then Elrond. 1 medium risk. Moonbeam. One high risk. That's a tough one. God dear. Let's have a look and see if there are any in my God dear list. There's quite a few in there. High risk. Difficult. Stratos, Saito, Marlin. Take your pick. Choose your poison. And one meme. Depends on the risk of the meme. I would go Shiba Inu, personally. But if you wanted something, you know, degen, there's a new one called Tsuki or something like that. I don't even know if it's on here, but I've seen so many people talking about it. I don't think it's this one. No, it's definitely not this one. Not that. Yeah, people have been talking about it. I can't remember. Don't take my word for it. But that there is one. It sounds a bit like that, but I can't remember what it is. But probably a bit. Oh no, I don't actually put it in cult. I put it in cult, and people will say cult's not a meme coin. Yeah, it is a meme coin. Okay, so just get over it. What happened to Zebi? Like with what happened with other projects, you know, just kind of died. Are you still bullish on Glimmer? Not seen you mention it in a while. I mentioned it in the last stream, I'm pretty sure. Haven't seen you mention it in a while. It's under 50 cents, so you think about it. It's under 50 cents. Let's have a look. I haven't looked. Holy shit, that is a good price. 48.5 cents. Now, as I said, there are vesting unlocks happening on a monthly basis. I do imagine this is going to get further diluted. Hence why my buys, I've already done a buy at 32.5 cents, which we are actually getting very close to very quickly. Because when it was 32.5 cents on convergence, the price was about 67 cents. So we're already over halfway there, as far as getting down towards, you know, the convergent price. So we're getting towards ICO price. I think Moonbeam is a fantastic play. Moonbeam is a layer 1 Ethereum virtual machine compatible infrastructure. That means that you can run Polkadot dApps on it. It's the layer 1, it's the smart contracts layer for Polkadot. So you can run your, essentially think of it like Terra Luna, all right? So Terra Luna was created out of the Cosmos Tendermint, okay? So Cosmos allows you to create blockchains. Many have been created by Cosmos, including Binance as well. So they were created out of Cosmos. Polkadot is the same as Cosmos. It's essentially a layer 0 block. You can create blockchains. They're called substrates. So what happens is that you create a layer 1. So Terra, or Terra, whatever, Terra Luna was the layer 1 that came out of Cosmos. Moonbeam is the layer 1 that's come out of Polkadot. Evmos is the one that's come out of... Oh, Evmos has also come out of Cosmos as well. So, yeah, so Moonbeam is definitely the leading layer 1 blockchain that's come out, or layer 1 infrastructure that has come out of Polkadot. Polkadot is a top 10 cryptocurrency, so a layer 1, and Cosmos is not. Okay, so arguably, the market is valuing Polkadot technology as more superior to Cosmos, therefore, by logic, Moonbeam as more superior than anything that's come out of Cosmos. So therefore, Moonbeam is a fantastic ecosystem. They're growing by the day. They've got over 150 projects now that have built on Moonbeam. However, they have got tokenomics as a flaw. Tokenomics is a flaw at this point because they've got vesting unlocks. People are bought in at seed stage, IDO stage. These people still have unlocked Moonbeam coming to them. Therefore, it gets sold on the market, acting as sell pressure on the price. Therefore, I'm waiting to buy Moonbeam, but Moonbeam is very, very good technology and arguably the best thing out of Polkadot right now. The best thing out of Polkadot right now. So yeah, there we are. So, but dollar cost average by every means. I have bought Moonbeam much higher than that. I've bought Moonbeam at like 70 cents, 80 cents. I bought it at $1.15 or something the first time I DCA'd. So yeah. So anyway, yeah. So you'd be buying it cheaper than me. Right now, you're buying it basically 99% cheaper than 99% of people that bought it. Right. So all this volume, all the many, many billions that has gone into Moonbeam, if you buy now, you are buying cheaper than 99.9% of everybody who's ever bought Moonbeam. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a great deal. But there's more downside to come. So therefore, I think that, just DCA. Depends on your risk appetite. I don't know if there's more super chats, so let me... Yes, there are. Lloyd or Colo? Is it worth getting Glimmer if it's not deflationary? Also, what's your opinion on Akala? So, no, being deflationary is not in itself a reason to not get into something. Obviously, deflationary makes it, in some way, have much more appreciative qualities. But being deflationary in of itself is not good enough. Okay, so my deflationary, low inflationary coins are all top coins, right? Most of them anyway. Most of them have got very high volume. Except Tencent, but that's a launch pad. But most of them have got very high volume. All right, and that means good price appreciation, less dips. Okay, the better, more deflationary is, the better it is, but it's still not 100% protection. But ultimately, Ethereum up until this point has never been deflationary. It's always been quite high inflation cryptocurrency, around about 5-6%. Solana 6%. Most cryptocurrencies follow a model about 6% inflation on a yearly basis with an uncapped supply. That is just the typical tokenomics of any decent model anyway. And typically if they're proof of stake, you have to have that inflation built in because you're always paying for security from the stakers. You're giving it to them as rewards for staking on the platform. So Glimmer will always be, by nature inflationary, just like Ethereum was until it reached deflation. But that didn't stop Ethereum going from $5 to $5,000. So therefore Glimmer has got the same trajectory. It's all about utility at the end of the day. It's all about network effect and utility. If network effect and utility are driving the activity of the ecosystem, then the price will follow. And the other thing about Moonbeam is that it has got deflation built in, or burning built in. Not necessarily deflation, but burning. So they will be burning 80% of the Glimmer used in gas transactions. 80% of it is burnt with every transaction. So therefore, like with Pulse Chain and like with Pulse X, the more transactions that happen on various Moonbeam dexes, or the Moonbeam ecosystem as a whole, the more transactions that happen in that ecosystem, the more likely it is that Moonbeam is going to be burnt out of circulation. Because Moonbeam is the gas currency, just like BNB is the gas currency for Binance Smart Chain, and Ethereum is the gas currency for the Ethereum blockchain. That builds in utility for the token. So therefore, I think Moonbeam is a fantastic asset either way. I think that what's really not in its favor right now is the vesting. Once that is out of the way, it will grow and mature a lot better, despite being infinitely inflationary. As for Akala, I think that could be a very good bottom buy. It's still got relatively decent volume as a percentage of its market cap is pretty low. It's very DeFi focused, so as a result of that, it has less sexy. It's less sexy. It's DeFi, right? Moonbeam is kind of like generic, which means that it's going to have much more value be driving it up. But Akala less so. So I personally would probably buy a bit of Akala at the bottom because it's come out of Polkadot. But I don't think it's great. And again, it's infinitely inflationary too, I think. So thank you very much for the question and the £9, Lloyd. Adnan, you're awesome. For €5, thank you. You're awesome. Though there's many projects that could do 100x, what would be your ultimate number one 100x? That's not easy. Okay, that's not easy, right? Doing 100x is not purely a case of something's super low and it will go super high naturally, okay? What drives the 100x from a low point is adoption, multiple narratives bringing it up. So if it's a single base narrative, cryptocurrency, so if it's DeFi only, it will only go up in DeFi season. So a lot of the DeFi protocols went up in April 2021 and died for the rest of 2021. Like, didn't go up in November at all. So you need it to, so it's all a matter of, is it the right token to essentially exploit multiple narratives? And so therefore layer ones would fit into that gap. So the ones that I would say were ultimate number ones, obviously Moonbeam, which you'll know about. Riskier ones are like Saito and Stratos, that they've got good VCs, but they don't have much adoption. They don't have many people talking about them. You know, I've really been the only one that talks about Saito. Like, you will see no one else talk about Saito. Like, you know, the big YouTubers, you know, Carl the Moon, Crypto, Crypto Banter, Leo Trades, Coin Bureau, George R. Us, blah, blah, blah. All that lot will not talk about Saito, right? They will talk about Moonbeam probably, and they'll talk about a lot of the ones that are in my investment of a lifetime list and my bear hit list, but they will very rarely talk about like Saito, Stratos, etc. And as a result of that, it's going to limit the amount of people that even know about it. And given there are 20,000 cryptocurrencies, it's not purely a case of, oh, I get into something, it's like hundreds of thousands in terms of market cap. It's not millions and millions or billions. So therefore, it's got to be 100x. No, you need to rely on, you know, kind of what will give it its value. Why will it go up to 100x? So therefore, it's infrastructures. So I would go like Moonbeam, Cardano, Elrond. I've got 100x potential. Optimism probably doesn't. NEAR might. Yeah, so there we are. So that's what I would say to you. So it would probably be between Elrond, Cardano, and Moonbeam for me out of those 100x's, because they are all building ecosystems essentially. And Elrond probably has a bit more of an advantage because of the store of value concept. So I hope that answers the question for you. Miss Suppo, what do you think of Theta? Thank you, sir. Theta, I'm not that keen on. I don't really care too much about, you know, which is weird because the guy who created Theta was previous either CEO or founder or co-founder of Twitch and YouTube. So, and obviously I mentioned about Twitch, so and obviously YouTube. So I'm obviously big on, or wanting to be big on Twitch, and you know, relatively big on YouTube. So by rights, I should love Theta. However, I just don't. It's, to me, I don't really find it sexy as a value proposition. I liked it when it was like, you know, 12 cents the first time I spoke about it, but now not really. I don't really see much being said about it. Theta just has it's very rarely spoken about in a concentrated manner. Very rarely. It tends to only happen when they make like a massive spike while everything else is not really moving. But otherwise, no one really talks about Theta. Could do well, but yeah, I'm not that passionate about it. I'm more passionate about infrastructures layer ones. Ah, yes, Johnny Bravo, people. Yes, you are right. Johnny Bravo. Yes, indeed. Bravo, 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 Johnny Bravo. Yeah, you all know. How did I not remember that? I love that cartoon. I styled myself on that cartoon. Let me just catch up, because super chats are coming in left, right, and centre, which is absolutely lovely. I appreciate all of you for them. Pavel, you should check out BioFi. It's a low cap gem. I don't like it already because it sounds like it's DeFi. They already have big companies using their services, build a decentralized mobile phone and more. I'm really not interested in a lot of DeFi, if I'm honest with you. And this one, if this is the one that you mean, with 27k volume, I would not touch this fucker with a barge pole. It looks like potential to just lose all my money. But if I have 1,000x coming, what a load of crap. So, you know, let me have a look into it, see if it's actually any... It looks terrible. It looks terrible. Ethos NFTs, is that to do with Ethos of the cryptocurrency? It looks like something I'd have seen back in 2017. It looks fucking crap. So, you know, by all means, take risks. If you know more about the project than I do, obviously you've done your due diligence more than I have. There's nothing about mobile phones there. But, yeah, not. I would say this is not just weak. I'd say it's just fucking shit. Oh, Carl Vasey. Carl Vasey, can you tell my son Taylor to go to bed? He loves watching you. He's 9 years old. And I just swore. And a 9-year-old heard me swore. I apologise to you, Taylor, for you hearing me swear. It's not good to swear. I just enjoy it because I'm a very passionate person, and it's just the way of getting it out, you know. Huntex, are you still looking to get Atlas at 0.02? Yeah, I would probably get Atlas at 0.02. David Curtis, not new but never comment. Glad to see that. I love it. Suppo, Boomer here. Wojak sent me to learn about crypto investing. Oh, good. I love Wojak. I love Wojak. Wojak, and who's the other geezer? Chad. I love watching those Wojak cartoons. Oh, I'm on the water today. I'm trying to, keep my weight, keep the increase of my weight down. Hey Suppo, thank you for all your shared wisdom. You are a true crypto guru. What are your thoughts about HBAR and Quant? Good question. Good question. Let me see. Oh wow, look at Bitcoin's very, very look. 18663 now. Jesus. Yeah, it's very, very wary. Look, it is trying to break below that support. And what I actually noticed is that Bitcoin it was in this channel, and then it missed a whole channel, went into this channel. So could it go into a new channel here? Going to be very interesting. It's going to be a very interesting month, people. But I do see a pivot. It's very likely, I think. It should happen. If I'm honest with you, it should happen. So, Matej, what are your thoughts about HBAR? It's one of my biggest ever investments, HBAR. And I maintain to this day that I think that this is just a wholly undiscovered. I mean, when you're top 40, you can't say you're undiscovered. But who ever talks about HBAR? No one. No one talks about HBAR. Right? And I think that is criminal, if I'm honest with you. Because essentially, Hashgraph were the originators of the DAG infrastructure. The DAG is a different infrastructure to blockchain. Okay, so DAG is designed to be much more agile than blockchain. Blockchain is clunky technology, and Hedera is like lightning fast. And Hedera was the key proponent of DAG. So as a result of that, it should be performing better than it has. What the problem is with HBAR is dilution. Okay. I think it's a fixed supply coin, which is a good thing. So it's fixed at 50 billion. 50 billion. That's high. This puts it in Ripple territory. Okay, so so that is the problem. Dilution and inflation for Hedera. Like the inflation was way too high very quickly, and essentially it has diluted any early investors, including me, money. But over the course of time, once that slows down, once bullishness returns, I see this being a $5 cryptocurrency. So that makes it 5. So wait a minute. So 5 cents to 50 cents to $5. That's 100x. I see it being 100x over time. I think it's a very good play. I think another issue with it is slightly centralized. The governance powers of it. The kind of governance nodes include some very, very big names. I don't know if they will. Let's have a look. The council, the governing council, Avery Dennison, Boeing, Deutsche Telekom, EDF, Google, IBM, LG, London School of Economics, Standard Bank, Tata Communications, Ubisoft, University College London. Massive names, ginormous names. These are the biggest names in crypto. These are the biggest names, and they're in this cryptocurrency. So it's good and not good. It's good because it shows institutional adoption at a very engrossed level from big businesses to this cryptocurrency, but also bad because the key the blockchain trilemma is not, or infrastructure trilemma is not being satisfied here, which is decentralization, security, and scalability. And it's got the scalability, and it's more than likely got the security, particularly because of these the governance council. But it will not have the decentralization, and that is the issue. Okay, so that is probably what sits against it. As for Quant, I covered Quant at $10, and I said if you're interested in Quant, because it's basically the multi-chain future, something that Moonbeam I think is going to probably do better. But Quant has the network effect. It's been around longer. It's got more investors. It's built up more partnerships. It's already, in my opinion, too far gone. But this could definitely 10x. And I think it will do well over the course of time. But I don't think it's as good a project as, like, for instance, Hashgraph. When is the right time to invest in NEAR? From B Hasker, I will invest in NEAR at $1.50. That's when I plan to invest in NEAR. But of course, you know, I think long term it's going to do very well. I think long term it's going to be over $100. So getting into it now is good. But what I'm saying is that I am literally looking to squeeze out every multiplier, every single multiplier I can. So, you know, if I got into this today at $4, you know, if it goes to $100, then essentially I have made a 25x, which to me is pretty shit. Whereas if I invest in at $1.50, it's 66x. That is beautiful to me. That's beautiful, as Andrew Tate would say. So that's my opinion. I am trying to squeeze out as much multipliers as possible, and that means waiting. But fortune favours the patient. Lloyd Acolo, last question. If you had 1,000 and you could put it into on 5 medium to high risk coins, what would you advise? I gave the answer kind of in the last video. Those you know, Saito, what's it called? Yeah, Saito, Star Atlas, Marlin. Can't remember the others. That sounds pretty bad. But what I am looking at, and I'm doing my due diligence on right now, is A0. But A0, to my knowledge, has got a quite high inflation rate, particularly for the first year. It's going to mint a lot of its supply in the first year. So it's going to be pretty inflationary at first. So I'm going to wait for this. Probably going to go down to about 20 cents or something. But this looks like it could be another fairly decent layer 1. It's a DAG infrastructure, LF0. So it's like Hedera Hashgraph. It's like Phantom. It's kind of coming more and more into the public space. More people are talking about it. It looks like it's still very early. It also utilizes ZK Snarks, which is a privacy-based consensus algorithm. So for privacy transactions. So it's DAG and it's got privacy. It's pretty good in terms of its technology. I don't think it's got the best of VCs, but this is one of the big contenders for solving the blockchain trilemma and trying to get up there with the likes of Solana. So therefore, yeah, this is what I'm looking at. So I'm looking to do more due diligence in this. A lot of people have been talking about it in my comments, and I have listened. So there we are. So this would probably go into it as well. And Cult as well. I would add Cult. Cult, I think, if there had been a bull market, Cult would have probably done a Shiba Inu. I really do think so. Let's Go Crypto. I finally made it. Finally, just uploaded a new video. How's Suppo? Shout out to you from Let's Go Crypto. Hope you spent the 20... Oh, yes! Yes, you sent me $20 in a super chat, which somehow I missed. I don't know how. But thank you very much, Let's Go Crypto. I appreciate the super chat at the time. Holy shit. More super chats coming in. From UKG, hey Suppo, can you give some suggestions for a 100k investment? Okay, so I can't give financial advice. I can't tell you what to do. Obviously, I have got somewhere here. I have got a investment of a lifetime watch list. This is what I would say is kind of like the. I would say this would comprise a pretty perfect portfolio in my opinion. If I was to have 100k, I wouldn't risk it. I would put that 100k because at that level, like it's like when you're very, very rich in life, you preserve money. You don't get 100k and fucking piss it up the wall by getting involved in a risky cryptocurrency, which could make that 100k 20 million, and it could at the same time make that 100k fuck all, right? So I would get 100k and I would put it into Ethereum on an assumption that we have got probably the biggest, the most horrible time coming up in the first quarter of next year. Ethereum could go down to $800. I'd probably dump it into Ethereum and just buy, how much would that be? So this is on an assumption, a quite conservative assumption, but Ethereum goes down to $800. 125 Ethereum, that's ace. So you can use 32 Ethereum to stay up to date with inflation. So by locking that 32 Ethereum up, essentially you're going to be getting like the maximum staking reward benefit. And then just keep the rest. 125 Ethereum is going to be amazing eventually. So let's say 125 Ethereum over 3 cycles. Let's say $65,000 Ethereum. That's fucking ace. Yeah, turn that 100,000 into 8.1 million. That's what I would do. Don't piss it down the wall. If you got 100k, don't piss it down the wall. With my 100k investments, I am not going to put it in anything unsafe. Okay, so I think I answered that quite well. The P. Amira, what do you think about mover potential in the short term and long term? Mover, unlike Moonbeam, does not have the vesting schedule anymore. It's fully vested. It will, however, still be infinitely inflationary. But just like with Moon River, again, it's a gas currency. You'll burn it as Moon River grows in utility. The only question is why Moon River versus Moonbeam? But then, Moon River comes out of Kusama. Polkadot, in my opinion, is the better technology. It's obviously the more superior technology compared to Kusama, right? So Moon River, is kind of like, it had its time in the sun. It came out, it went up to about $500. It had the potential to go to $1,000 if the bull market had continued, but hence it didn't. Moonbeam has come out. Moon River still is building. Ecosystem's building. So I don't think it's going to do as well as Moonbeam, but I think that it's got potential to go into the mid 3 figures. So we'll have to wait and see. It could go back to where it was, but I don't see it going much beyond that, if I'm honest with you. I think we are at the end of the super chats, and I think I've gotten through everything except for one little bit, which is the ADA. Yes, ADA. ADA coins. Okay, so one coin which I think is an extremely risky play is Sunday Swap, actually. So it's extremely risky because look, the volume is virtually zero. Okay. But Sunday Swap at the beginning, I don't know if it will capture it here, but Sunday Swap was at one point over $1. Over $1. It was 1-to-1 with Cardano when it was over $1. So Sunday Swap once upon a time was over $1. It's now at 2 cents. With the Vassal upgrade, because why Sunday Swap, which is natively Cardano? Sunday Swap is basically Pancake Swap. The Pancake Swap of Cardano. Why it failed was because, and I remember this, on the first day, I tried to buy Sunday Swap tokens via the Sunday Swap DEX, and it took 2 days to get $20,000 back, and I didn't even get my swap in the end. Thank God. Because, now the price has plummeted. But they were an absolute shit show. They were not able to get enough transactions into blocks, and therefore satisfy the orders on DEXs. Now, with Vassal, Sunday Swap has got real potential to thrive with an upgrade. So Sunday Swap is very speculative, but I actually think this could work out. Now, it could have a short-term burst and then go down. I don't know. I'm probably not going to buy it just yet, but I think this could be a good one to buy over the course of time. Simply because of the fact that Cardano is going to have an upgrade, and it's basically going to bring life back into the ecosystem, because the ecosystem has been a failure to this point. There's not one cryptocurrency above 100 million market cap. Oh, there is Ergo. But Ergo is in itself a blockchain. They have just got links with Cardano. IOHK have invested in them. But Ergo is itself a layer 1. So it's not a Cardano cryptocurrency. So we'll cancel that one out. And other than that, other than Cardano, nothing is over 100 million. So it just goes to show this is a group of assets that could be brought back to life with the Vassal upgrade. Because this is all that's there. Like with Ethereum and the Ethereum merge, Ethereum merge brought Ethereum assets up that were natively Ethereum. So like Ethereum Classic, Optimism, Polygon, all very, very closely Ethereum linked. Oh, and Ethereum name services. This is all there is for Cardano. And probably the ones that are the top projects are Coty, Ardana, which you wouldn't think with that, but that has got good potential. And Sunday Swap. And Sunday Swap. The rest, God. I remember Charlie 3. I remember how everybody was hyping up Charlie 3 and Gero Wallet and Cross Wallet. That's not Cross Wallet. No, that was Card Wallet. DeFi, Card Starter. Yeah, I remember all of these from the past. But the ones... Cardano would be obviously the infrastructure play. Coty is a pretty strong Cardano play. I'm not really into Coty, so I can't really tell you much about it fundamentally. But that's probably one of the better plays you can have in Cardano, particularly because the volume's very high. Cornucopious, if you want to do a kind of NFT stroke play to earn play. Ardana if you want a DeFi play. And Sunday Swap if you want a DeFi stroke DEX play. Those would be what I would kind of go for. Spores was meant to be NFTs, but they lied as a project. They lied about having Talk. Are they called Talk? Oh, what are they called? They're called something else now. But VCs, I know the guys. So it seems rude. I don't remember the name. But Focus Labs, that's it. They said Focus Labs invested in them and they didn't. So they lied. So I don't trust them. But yeah, and I would go with those. The Launchpad, so AdaPad. Oh, and also AstroSwap might be an outside bet. Might be an outside bet, just like Sunday Swap. It could also go up. ADAX might as well. ADAX is like Sunday Swap, basically. The Launchpads, AdaPad, Card Starter, OccamFi. I still think we're having a pretty shit season for Launchpads. So just because they're Cardano Launchpads, I don't necessarily expect them to do very well. So that's what I would say for Cardano ecosystem if you were looking to get into it. That's my analysis of the coins currently existing. So I'll just have a quick... I think I'm out of Super Chat. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, no, you're not. Right, Huntex. What do you do with UK tax on crypto? I'm from the UK. I let my accountant handle that, essentially. But just to give you a rule of thumb, if you're trading, so if they're short-term based executions, like trading, day trading, scalps, what have you, shorting and all that, that's classed as income tax. So you pay 50% on that. Hopefully income tax gets brought down, but that was what we would have had with Rishi Sunak, who wasn't elected as Prime Minister. So I don't know what's going to happen with income tax, probably going to stay where it is. And investments, so holds for over a year, it's classed as capital gains, so you pay 20% on that. So if you sell them, then you pay the appropriate tax depending on how long you held it when you sold it. That's how it works. So I hope that helps you, Huntex. Let's go crypto. Here you go, Suppo. Don't forget my invite. Make sure you enjoy a cold one on me. Thank you very much. Let's go crypto for 20... Is that... I don't know what that is. Is that Aussie dollars? I don't know. But thank you very much, Let's Go Crypto. Obviously, you have a YouTube channel. So I hope that all is going well with that. Sunday Swap and Cardano lawsuit. Ah, yes. Good one, Blake Watkins. I think that is kind of hanging still in the balance. But I don't think it will ultimately care if money gets injected in the Cardano ecosystem. What's your opinion on Aurori from Basakar? Let me have a look. I don't know it. Volume is 1/17 of its technical JRPG, Solana blockchain. Solana is okay. Doesn't look particularly inspired. It's got Animoca, that's good. Alameda. Animoca and Alameda, they are like pretty sexy. How long has this been out? Oh, yours, babushka, babushka. Right, this came out ages ago. So, might be okay. It's on BM. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, it is on Solana. So it's not that bad. To me, that's like I mean, to me, if you're going to invest in a Solana-based game, it should be Star Atlas, because that is going to be AAA. And Aurori looked pretty shit, if I'm honest with you. So thank you for the question. Milan Chrismanic, do you think putting 3k in Glimmer and 2k into FTT and NEAR is a great bet for the next bull run? Yeah, I do. If you get into it at the low prices, get into Glimmer at 25 cents or under, you get into FTT in $10 or under, and get into NEAR at $2 or under, then very good bets for the next bull run, yes, for sure. I think that FTT and NEAR, they're not going to go anywhere. NEAR's not going to go anywhere. FTT certainly won't go anywhere. Sam Bankman-Fried has essentially solidified FTX's place in crypto with his association. Glimmer, I think, will also survive easily. So yeah, I think they're good, strong bets. So it all depends. Really, it all depends on entry point. It is all on entry point. That is where you're going to be able to squeeze out the best multipliers. Simple as that. Thoughts on Immutable X? Obviously, it's in my bear market hit list. It's a great play. Another scalability play. Scalability plays always work out pretty well when the money finds them. Okay, so I had been invested in Matic for many years. So being in crypto, people think certain cryptocurrencies are an overnight success, and Polygon Matic is one of those ones people think just kind of came out of nowhere and did really well. It didn't. Look, I invested in this in early 2019, and I had to wait essentially for 2 years until it started making a move. All right, so Immutable X is a very similar kind of play. I'd say that kind of movement is being made away from NFTs right now. It's certainly going into infrastructure plays. So I did have here we are from CoinDesk. Crypto investment slowdown will continue rest of 2022. KPMG predicts. They're basically auditors. Investors will move away from NFTs and towards blockchain infrastructure projects. So, so therefore, it has less utility now. Immutable X will have less utility now and more utility later when kind of like the sandbox, what's it called? Illuvium and the like, NFTs, land sales, gaming, minting and all that. When that starts to pick up again, when the bullishness returns, Immutable X will do well. And I think in the meantime, this will get crushed, probably to about 20 cents, because the money will just come out of NFTs just like it is launch pads. So yeah, I think Immutable X is a very good long-term play, but wait, I would say. Oh wow, more super chats. Robert Hicks, do you think? What was the rest of the question? Oh, Litecoin can 10x. Yeah, probably, because Litecoin has also got built-in halvings. It's just like Bitcoin, essentially. Just meant to be faster, but inferior. Can it 10x? Yeah, it can. It can. Will it 10x in one cycle? Maybe not. But you never know. I think that Litecoin could hit $500. Yeah. Helium is dying. No, helium is not dying. It's just deflating. Yeah. Anyway, why did you not include Stratos in your latest high-risk video? I think as a layer 0 has really strong fundamentals. It's not a layer 0, it's a layer 1 for starters. But Stratos, the reason why I didn't add it is because it was kind of a toss-up between Saito and Stratos. And arguably, no offense to Stratos, but I think Saito probably has more eyes on it, and therefore is more likely to have the network effect. Stratos very rarely gets talked about, I'll be honest with you. Joe Parry's and BitBoy, I was delighted with Stratos's marketing efforts there. They obviously got it talked about by two very emerging. Well, obviously BitBoy was at the time the biggest channel, and Joe Parry's was moving towards 300k. So they both had huge audiences that saw it. They got added, people that watched them and invested in it. They added people to the community, but no one's talking about it now. No one is talking about it now. It's relatively invisible Crypto Banter's probably never heard of it. Elio Trades and all that lot have probably never heard of it. So it's much higher risk, I think, than Saito. Saito, I think they would have heard of, because a lot of the big influencers, would have gotten into that early with Polka Starter. And I'm not necessarily sure they would have got into Stratos, because it didn't come out in that boom period early last year. But I do think Stratos has a lot of potential, but it's higher risk. Price prediction for Glimmer in the next bull run? I think it depends. It all depends on how low it goes. Like, how low it goes has an impact on how high it can go. You know, you can't say, when Moonbeam was $5, there was every likelihood it could go $100 from there, right? When it's now like at 25 cents, 50 cents, $100 now seems unlikely. You need very, very heavy, adoption rate in that time. And I'm not necessarily sure that's going to happen in one cycle. So I would say $15, $20 probably for Moonbeam. Probably higher than that. Okay, so I would say probably $30 at the best. $30 at best. What would you be buying Price Raider? 15 cents. If I was going to get into it completely new. But I'm buying it for my father, though, Frank. So, for my father, he's not like me. He doesn't have the same risk appetite as me. He's not as young as me. So, he kind of just is quite happy for me dollar cost averaging, him have exposure early. So, I made the buy-in at 45 cents. It could do a Matic. Matic kind of went from 30 cents to $1. Cardano could do not similar, but it could certainly go up to 80 cents. Who knows? 80, 90 cents. So, for short-term exposure, probably 45 to 40 cents is a good buy price. So let's have a look and see how Bitcoin's doing. So slightly going up. Figures to be expected. Like at the top of this channel is about 18.8. Just going up to that. So it might just go into this channel here for a while, or it could go down further into this channel and skip a channel like it did before. Have to wait and see. But anyway, I think that I think I've pretty much covered them all. Right, okay. So that is it for today's episode. So I thank you all for your questions, all for your super chat, and 400 likes. There's 660 of you. If we could commemorate it by quite literally getting up to 500 likes, I mean, that would be nothing short of incredible. So let's just try it now. I'm going to join you. So smashy like. Let's see if we can get to 500. See if we can get to 500. That'd be insane. And thank you very much for all of your questions. They've all been great questions. I hope that I haven't missed a single one. I've tried to keep abreast of all super chats as they were coming. So ultimately, I think that we have got a very dismal month coming up for cryptocurrency. All right, I think that we have got probably the lion's share of the bad stuff happening early to mid-September, and then possibly this meeting here could be the one that kind of pivots to a latter end of the year kind of temporary bear rally, bear bull rally, that culminates, I think, at the end of the year. That if I have a look back to the last year, maybe it's 2000. No, I'm going to go for 2018, because 2018 was the last time we had midterm elections, funnily enough. So we had a relatively modest bad September. So we had this bear rally, went down sideways for ages, like 2 months, and then bang, went right down. And this is what I think is going to happen this time. So I think that basically this is probably a month on, so it'll probably be more 13th of December than 13th of November. 30th of December, bang, goes down. I think, and then it's going to start a bottoming period for quarter one. So as you can see, this bottoming period was all of quarter one, 2019. So I think that's what we're going to have very similar this year. So that's essentially what I think is going to happen. So this is essentially 2021 bursting, and then this is the bottoming period of quarter one, 2023. But this is just going back to 2017 to 2019. I think we're going to have essentially a mirroring of this. I think this is kind of where we are now, and this is where we're going to go. Yeah. So that's what I think. Oh, shit. You didn't see half of this. Right. So this is where I think it's going to go. So we had this bottoming period. So yeah. So I think similar this time round. I think that we're going to have, kind of end of the year, 13th of December through to first quarter of 2023. I think it's going to be the lion's share of the worst. So there we are. There we are, people. Thank you all for being here. I love all of you. I'm glad you're all here. So many familiar faces and so many new names as well. So I am glad that you are all here. And I will see you the next time, people. Make sure, I don't know if you saw the beginning of this, but make sure you follow me on Twitch. I'm going to be doing 20 hours of streaming next month. So twitch.tv/Suppoman Crypto. I'm going to be bringing you very regular content on here. Don't miss it. Click into the Twitch TV. Follow. That's all you have to do. So hold on a minute. Camera and display. Follow. Don't subscribe. You have to pay to subscribe. So just follow merely at this stage. And there we are. Job's a good one. All right, people. Love you all. You have been amazing. I've been the Suppoman. It is lights out. All out.